Hey friends, so today I'm talking to the crafter who is thinking about selling their product or who is already selling their product but maybe not seeing the results that they want to see. I'm going to teach you how to look into the marketplace and determine whether or not people are actually buying what you are hoping to sell. So if you are new here, you're Crafting with Kim Byers, let's hop into it. Okay, as of the making of this video, we're heading into fourth quarter, which is the biggest time of the year on Etsy. So if you want to give this a whirl, this is a perfect time of year to do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with the individual who owns a Cricut, owns a tumbler press, or you're thinking about getting one of those things and you want to make a little bit of extra Christmas cash. But your biggest question is, what I'm trying to sell, is anyone buying it? Does anyone want to buy this? And then how do I make myself different so that I can sell this product in the Etsy marketplace? Okay, so since I've been talking about tumblers a lot lately, 20-ounce skinny tumblers, and we've been doing projects with them, designing for them, testing out different tumbler presses, that type of thing, and I'll put those videos up above and down below in the description. We're going to use the 20-ounce skinny tumbler as our example today, but this process works for anything you're trying to make, whether it be t-shirts, mugs, tote bags, soap, wood carvings, whatever that is. You can use this process to figure out whether or not there's a market for what you're trying to sell. Okay, so the very first thing that we want to do is we want to make a list. Before we go over to Etsy or we go anywhere else, we want to make a list. What we own, whatever kind of machine it is that we already have or that we're thinking about purchasing, what are we going to make? And so again, for this instance, I'm going to say a 20-ounce tumbler, but you may also want to add a couple of other things to that that are similar to it. So you may want to look up things about koozies or mugs, other types of glassware. Okay, so now that we have our list of things that we think we might want to sell, the very next thing we want to do before we go to Etsy is we want to make a short list of things that we think the average person, the person purchasing this, would call it. So like if we're calling it a 20-ounce skinny tumbler, we can write that down, but that's not really what we're going to be searching or naming it, because what we want to call it is whatever the individual purchasing it is calling it. So that might be that we want to Christmas tumbler gift for mom, right? Or teacher tumbler gift. Those kinds of things are the wording that we want when we hop over to Etsy to do our search. Let's pop over to Etsy. I'm going to show you two ways to do this. I'm going to show you the free Etsy way, so information that you can get from Etsy just by doing some simple searches. And the second way is a tool called Everbee. Now it does cost you a very small amount of money, but if you are going to make an investment, a business investment, I personally think this is worth your couple of bucks to make sure that whatever it is you're buying product for, that you're spending your time on, that you're maybe buying a machine for, is worth that investment to make sure that you can actually sell these items. So, okay, let's go ahead and pop over into Cricut and let me start with the free way. Okay, so here we are in Etsy and we're in my account. So I went straight into listings because I didn't want to share my homepage. So, because obviously that gives all of your personal information, like what you've been searching and that kind of thing. So I went ahead and did some pre-searches for what we're doing today. So once you know what that is, so let's say our very first search term is going to be Christmas tumbler. So let's go ahead up into the Etsy search bar. And again, this is just Etsy. This is not any special tools. We're going to type in Christmas. And as you start to type, you notice that it starts to pre-fill. Now these things, don't pay any attention to all of this out here. These things right here are going to fill in for anyone without a paid service. So it's guessing what you are going to be typing based on previous people's search history. So as you start to type, you can see it's going to be tumbler wrap and then tumbler, SVG, PNG. These are the things that people are typing. So if you wanted to design a tumbler and you didn't necessarily want to sell the physical tumbler, that is available on Etsy as well. So this process works for digital as well as physical. So let's just go ahead and say, let's click that and let's go ahead and see what's out there. So now that we've popped onto this page, there's a couple of things you need to do to eliminate. So we're going to talk about physical item today. So if we go into all filters, let's go ahead and just click physical items instead of all, and we're going to hit apply. And that's going to take away all the SVGs, the PNGs, all the people just selling a template. And so then the very next thing you want to do is this first item, this first list right here, row, add by Etsy seller. Add by Etsy seller. You want to not pay attention to that. As a matter of fact, some of this is weird anyway, like someone's got some weird stuff in their listing. But this is an ad, and we don't want that. What we want is the next row down that's going to show us what's actually selling and what is selling most, maybe, or showing up in search terms best for Christmas tumbler. Okay, so when you're looking at this is going to give you a great idea of what kind of things to make. But first and foremost, guys, I'm going to tell you, I get it, Grinch is selling, but it is copyrighted. And if you sell it, you are risking your product being taken down and possibly even your store. So I would say scoot right on past all of the Grinch and move right into something else. This is selling. So this kind of pinks seem to be really big for this Christmas, but my best advice to you is to get inspiration from what is selling really well. Do not copy it. You need to be unique. You need to do your own thing. So the next thing that I want to show you though, and this is again purely Etsy, we're going to go back into those filters and we're going to hit star seller. Now used to it would say bestseller, and you could literally click and find out all the bestsellers. But now what they're doing is they're giving the people who have 5 stars preference, basically. So these people are consistently earning a 5-star review, from shipping to response time on messages to customer service, just the whole thing. We're going to hit apply, and then what you can also do is go up into the URL and we're going to erase the word star. This is a little hack. We're going to erase the word star and type in best and click. And now this is going to show us best sellers. Again, we're going to skip right over that ad by Etsy seller and move right into the next one. So it looks like the Nutcracker personalized is doing really well. Personalized tumbler for grandma. See, they have Christmas in the title here. So this kind of thing is selling well. And you know what's great about this is it's not just Christmas. So if you could get a leg up in the Christmas season selling something personalized like this, it's going to continue through the rest of the year. Before we go over to Everbee, one more thing, I want to show you this. So we had Christmas tumbler, but long tail keywords are so important. So I went ahead and typed in gift idea. So Christmas tumbler gift idea. And so let's go down, and so we still, you see here it says bestseller because we still have, we put that up here, right? Bestseller and physical item. So we're still looking at that tumbler. And you can see here bestseller, bestseller, bestseller. Great, right? And again, these are those personalized types of tumblers. Okay, so now let's talk about Everbee. And Everbee is a tool that, I could do an entire video just on all the cool things that Everbee can do for you, but I want to show you just quickly what you can accomplish with Everbee. So if we go into this one right here, it's a bestseller, and I realize this is not a physical item, but it's bestseller. So let's go ahead and click into it. Okay, first off, Etsy is going to show you without Everbee, it's in demand. 9 people bought this in the last 24 hours, okay? So this is something that is already trending, bestseller on Etsy right now. It's that puff North Pole, super cute. Actually, I made one of these last year, but that it didn't have the puff on it, and it is absolutely adorable and everybody loves it. Here's a couple of things you can do with Everbee. So you see over here in the corner, I have product analytics, keyword research, favorites, which is when you like something, you can favorite that one so that you don't lose it. My listings, so if you have a shop, you can click on my listings and it's going to show you data for your own shop. And then an Etsy calculator, if you're trying to figure out like pricing and all that kind of thing, it's really great. And then a listing rank tracker. And then this is something that is coming. Remember when I told you, you don't want to mess with trademark with like Disney, Grinch, all those kinds of things. This is going to monitor it for you so that you don't have to worry about getting into trouble of your own shop. So all of these things are in there. But today what we're going to do is product analytics. So this is very similar to what you've been wanting to sell. this is going to pop up and it's going to show you the listing age. It's 2 months old. It's sold 51 times already. And we can tell, like, it's only $1.96 or $3. It's already sold 51 times, and we're in September with a monthly revenue of $75. And it's got 262 favorites already. So people are loving this. The other thing that Everbee does for you if you do have a shop is it's going to tell you the keywords that brought people to this listing to purchase it. And again, you're going to eliminate anything that is like PNG, like, because you have a physical item, right? But 3D inflated, 3D puffy, those are things that are actually being searched. Okay, so in the beginning of this video, I told you how I was also going to share how to be different. So I know it is so tempting. You go in, you've got the Everbee tool, you're seeing that these are selling, this is making money. It would be really easy to just try to duplicate that person. But what I'm telling you is don't do that. Take that information that you found, so that the North Pole is doing really well, the candy cane twisted idea was doing well, the personalized grandmother piece was doing well, and then puffy was doing well. Instead of trying to replicate one of those, combine a couple of things that you see that are doing really well. That might be for Christmas, it might be like the grandmother piece that was, you know, just a gift idea. Try to combine something and make something that is uniquely your own. You will have much better success with sales that way, because you won't be trying to catch up with someone who's already sold it or who's already selling it. You will be creating something different, giving the buyer something else to look at. So I would just encourage you to be as creative as possible. Don't copy. Be unique. Okay, so I hope that little dive into Etsy research was helpful to you. And if you want to check out the Everbee tool, I put a link down in the description for you. And if you are thinking about designing tumblers for the fall season or the Christmas season, make sure you pop over and check out this next video where I show you all the do's and don'ts in Canva. All right, guys, I will see you next time.